Tēnā tātou katoa. Good evening. The government has done a major U-turn on a tax that would have made Kiwi investors $103 billion poorer by 2070.
It introduced a plan to charge GST on all Kiwisaver provider fees, but was met with such instant backlash it abandoned the idea less than 24 hours later. And as our political reporter Amelia Wade tells us, the Revenue Minister says it's embarrassing.
About 24 hours ago, the government had a tax plan which would eat into Kiwisaver's savings.
That's crazy.
I don't think it's a good idea at all.
The plan was to tidy up some GST anomalies.
It was a proposal to even up GST on fees paid to Kiwisaver providers.
It would mean all providers, not just the small guys, would be subject to the standard GST rate of 15%. But IRD says the tax would take in an extra $225 million per year, and it'll likely be investors, aka savers, paying for it through higher fees. And that would affect returns. For example, in a Kiwisaver account with $100,000 in a fund charging 1%, the saver would lose more than $21,000 over 25 years. The plan did not go down well.
This is going to impact the well-being of retiring New Zealanders forever.
We think there are much smarter and much wiser ways to actually tidy up the bill.
What's more, the tax tweak with massive implications for Kiwi investors was introduced unannounced and buried in a gigantic tax omnibus bill.
They almost tried to get this through without us knowing about it.
You thought you could just sneak this through?
Not at all.
But the immediate backlash and political rally cries of
a retirement tax
meant less than 24 hours later, screech, a U-turn.
We think that the furore around this was denting public confidence in Kiwisaver.
The smaller providers saying this isn't a good fix is what dropped the axe.
We were expecting some of the smaller fund managers to support this. None of them have been.
We've heard very clearly from them they don't believe that's what it would achieve, and so simple, we won't change it.
They can say whatever they want. The bottom line is they can dress it up any which way they wish, but the reality is this was a tax on hard-working Kiwis.
This is embarrassing.
Yes.
Embarrassing maybe for the minister, but the flip-flop fantastic for these Kiwis.
So it's not happening?
It's a pretty risky way to check policy, isn't it?
Woo!
The government perhaps not in such a celebratory mood.
Well, kia ora, Amelia. Just how embarrassing is this for the government?
I mean, Sam, look, no U-turn is a good look for any government, and it really speaks to how sensitive Labor is to losing any political capital right now. The Prime Minister says the intention was to even the playing field, to make it fairer for all Kiwisaver providers, because currently the big providers are creaming it. But the plan landed terribly, in the most part because ministers didn't get out and front foot this and sell their plan to the public. But I'm told the Prime Minister read the tea leaves pretty early this morning and told ministers to exit, with the hope that there'll at least be some credit for the swift slaughter of a bad idea.
Tēnā koe, Amelia. Thanks for the analysis.